Hi, I'm Mark Koziel, and I'm a CPA and a CGMA, and I'm happy to be the new CEO of the association that represents AICPA and CIMA. Together, we represent just about 600,000 members from around the globe, candidates, registrants, and members doing the things that we need to do from a finance perspective, representing public accounting, members in finance, and from advisory firms from around the globe. Our profession's unique, and we create this community of people who are passionate about making a positive impact in the finance space of who we are. I'm honored to have been selected to lead an organization that is truly dedicated to that, serving accountants and everything that we do from around the world. As I look back and I look at the variety of roles I've held in accounting, having been through many different iterations of my career, I see how the stars have aligned to get me ready for this CEO role. I started my career in a local accounting firm in Buffalo, New York, which I like to say that, Main Street runs right through Buffalo. And I got to really learn a lot about auditing and advisory services for member firms and how to deal with that entrepreneurial spirit that's out there. And after a 12-year run of public accounting, I decided to go to work for one of my clients who did public affairs and political media. And from there, I learned a whole bunch about public affairs and advocacy. And it's amazing how now coming back to the association, how important that experience was. And then after about 3 years of working in the political arena and realizing that politics is an interesting business, I decided, and I was asked to join the association back in 2006 and move my family from Buffalo, New York down to North Carolina. And we did that. And I spent 14 wonderful years in firm services. And so starting with the private companies practice section of the AICPA, and then rolling up into an executive vice president role, representing all of firm services as we go forward. And so from that, and in a very hard decision in 2020, in the middle of the pandemic, I was recruited to become CEO of an international firm association. So this is an association representing firms from around the world, independent accounting firms. And what's interesting about that is we had 270 firms when I left, 270 firms globally, anywhere from $1 million in revenues to $1 billion in revenues, all over the world, APAC, Africa, Europe, UK, US, Canada, Latin America, and I got to visit all of those different regions. And so again, helping me to better understand the global community. And when it was announced that I was going to take on the role of CEO of the association, it was October 15th. It was on a Wednesday. And the next day I was flying to Singapore. And when I got there for our global conference for Lineal Global, I was able to hear our member firms and how excited they were for me to take on this role, because many of our firms that were in the Asia Pacific community actually have their CGMA and are members of CIMA today. So this idea of bringing AICP and CIMA together back a number of years ago was validated to me in being able to talk to our member firms and how the client accounting services is a global opportunity. And so when we think about what the CGMA learning is and all the things that we're doing within that, it's amazing to see how relevant that is in all sides of the profession as we go forward. So wearing all of those different hats, I do think really made the stars align to bring me back to be CEO and to be ready for this. Those experiences have helped me drive results for our members as they deal with talent issues, regulation, competition, the shifting business model, technology, especially as we talk about AI and the many things that are affecting how technology can change our business going forward. In the weeks ahead, I want to specifically discuss more about how the association is delivering on its commitment to serve the accounting profession. I'll be looking to build a sense of community among our members. What I've learned from all of these years and all of these experiences is that we are diversity in practice. Our members do so many different things, but it's also amazing how in those different areas of concentration, if we built a community, our members would feel better attached to each other and better attached to the profession. So creating a sense of community is going to be very important for me, no matter where you are in the world and no matter what type of practice or what type of finance function you're in as we go forward. So as a start, and as I look at my first 90 days, I want to hear from our members. And so I'm asking our members to send me an email, and it's going to be to a specific email address so I can collect all this information. That email address is going to be askmark@AICPA-CIMA.com. And I particularly want you to answer the question or questions how you see fit. How can the association support you individually, your career, and also the profession as a whole? I want your input on that. We're going to be collecting this over the next 30 days, 60 days. As I'm out on the road, I'm asking people to do the same thing. I was on a town hall for the U.S. yesterday. We asked it on there. Already received a couple hundred responses from that. But I want to see that. I want to hear from you. I want to be able to help any way that we can. And I think that's a great starting point. Doesn't mean we're going to have all the answers, especially up front. But I want to start with the questions and see where we're aligned with what we already have versus what we need to focus on as we go forward. So I'm ready to roll up my sleeves. I want to listen. I want to learn. I want to work hard to support you and where you want to be in your career goals. I'm excited to get started, and I can't wait to see what we're going to be able to accomplish together. This is the greatest profession in the world, and I'm here to make sure that it continues to be the greatest. Thank you for your time.